Imagine this. You've trained for 4 years. Every rep, every session, every sacrifice. You made it to the Olympics. You stood on the podium, you got the medal. And yet, a week later, you're sitting alone in your apartment, staring at the wall. You've done all the right recovery after such a long training block and draining performance. Physically, you're fine. But mentally, you're flat. You're numb. You're wondering, what now? This is what no one talks about. The mental crash after a big performance. And it doesn't just happen at the Olympics. It happens after championship games, finals, a long season, career highs. The truth is, most athletes today are obsessed with physical recovery and completely ignore mental recovery. And that's exactly what we're going to fix today. Because there's an elite level recovery ritual that's completely free, requires no fancy equipment, and can help you reset, avoid burnout, and come back stronger than ever. So let's get started. So look, we're living in an era where physical recovery is taken very seriously. Every athlete now knows the drill. Ice baths, massage guns, red light therapy, sleep tracking, mobility work, Normatec boots, you name it. And that's great, because the body does need to reset, but so too does the mind. Not just after injury or burnout, but after any intense performance period. Even if things went well, even if you won, the pressure, the identity investment, the build-up, it doesn't just vanish once the medal goes around your neck. And that's not just theory. A 2023 study of 49 Danish Olympians and Paralympians found that 27% showed below average well-being or moderate to severe depression shortly after competing. These are elite athletes at the top of their game, and a quarter of them were quietly struggling because no one ever taught them how to mentally recover after chasing their dream for years. And if Olympians can feel empty after reaching the pinnacle, what about the rest of us? Because this isn't just a problem for the pros, it's for anyone who builds their identity around performance and then finds themselves lost once the lights go out. We've become obsessed with physical recovery while completely ignoring the psychological wear and tear that comes with chasing greatness. The truth is, you can't stretch your way out of emotional exhaustion. You can't massage away an identity crisis, and sleep alone won't help you process what you just went through. This is why performance decompression is the elite recovery ritual almost nobody knows about, but every serious athlete needs to learn. So what is performance decompression? Well, it's a mental recovery process developed by the UK Sports Institute. It was created to help athletes and everyone involved in high performance sport manage the intense emotional and psychological aftermath that follows major competitions like the Olympics. You see, after years of preparation and a peak moment of intense stress and focus, the mind doesn't just simply switch off. Athletes face a complex mix of emotions: relief, elation, disappointment, emptiness, or even confusion about what comes next. And without proper mental decompression, these feelings can build up and lead to burnout, loss of motivation, or even serious mental health struggles. Think about the Olympics. For many athletes, that moment is the result of a 4-year training cycle. Thousands of hours of relentless practice, sacrifice, and discipline all culminate in an event that may just last seconds or minutes. To go from that daily grind, week after week, month after month, year after year, to then suddenly being done, it's a massive shock to your mental system. Your mind needs time and space to recalibrate, process, and recover just as much as your body does. That's why performance decompression is so crucial. Not just for recovering from one big event, but for sustaining a long career at the top level. It's designed to help athletes transition smoothly from the intense pressure and identity of competition back into daily life and training without losing their mental balance. So let's break down how this mental decompression actually works step by step. Imagine an Olympic sprinter who we'll call Emma, who just finished her race at the Games. Here's how she uses the 4 phases to recover mentally and come back stronger. Phase 1, the hot debrief. Emma's race is done. Her mind is flooded with raw, unfiltered thoughts. What went well? The explosive start, the smooth stride. What hurt? Missing the goal by a fraction and taking silver instead. Emotions run high: excitement, relief, disappointment, pride. This is the hot debrief, the moment to just let it all out. No filters, no judgment, express your feelings, vent if needed. It's a necessary emotional release that helps prevent bottled up stress. There needs to be that big release. That's when you see pros in all sports get incredibly emotional in finals and championship games. It doesn't matter if they win or lose, there is so much built up emotion that just needs to be released. And it doesn't have to be done in a structured, proper way. It can just be a random outpouring, however feels natural. But it's super key to just do this so that you don't stew on things. Phase 2, time 0. Next, Emma enters time 0. This is a crucial phase where there's no focus on performance, no pressure, no goals, just being human. She arrives home from the Games and just spends time with family and friends, engages in simple pleasures, and just lives fully present in the moment. No replaying the race or planning the next event. She'll avoid watching any other competitions in her sport and not go on social media to scroll through all the fallout of the Games. Instead, she just does anything and everything unrelated to her sport. Going on walks, watching her favorite movies, chilling on the beach, all the fun, relaxed things that she may have denied herself from for months and months at a time. But this is where many athletes struggle. They want to rush straight into the next challenge. But this pause is a non-negotiable indispensable for long-term success. Let your mind reset, ride the wave of emotions, and restore balance. And look, this might be a couple of weeks, complete detachment, a time to unshackle yourself from the intensity of being all in on training and competing. Phase 3, process the emotion. After the restorative pause of time 0, Emma begins her deeper, more reflective phase of processing the emotion. Now that the immediate intensity has eased, she allows herself to just sit with a full spectrum of feelings. Not just the high of winning silver or the sting of missing gold, but everything in between. Typically, this processing is done through a conversation with a sports psychologist or someone else trained in helping people process emotions, like a therapist or counselor. And the questions are things like, what am I truly proud of? Maybe it's her explosive start at the blocks, the months of disciplined training, or the mental toughness she showed in the final stretch. Emma acknowledges these moments because they are real markers of her growth, not just the medal color. What was difficult or unexpected? She reflects on the moments that challenged her, the fatigue halfway through the race, the pressure of the crowd, or even the frustration of narrowly missing her personal best. These honest admissions help Emma understand the unpredictable nature of competition and how she adapted in the moment. How has this experience shaped me? More than the final time or placement, Emma recognizes how this entire Olympic journey, from the sacrifices to the setbacks to the breakthroughs, have transformed her identity, her mindset, and her purpose as an athlete. This phase is not about obsessing over the scoreboard. It's about reclaiming ownership of the entire journey, embracing the highs and lows, the personal growth behind the scenes, and honoring every step that brought her here. It allows Emma to move forward with clarity, confidence, and motivation instead of confusion or burnout. Phase 4, performance debrief. Finally, Emma arrives at the performance debrief phase, the moment where reflection meets forward momentum. After giving herself space to decompress and process her emotions, she now approaches her experience with fresh clarity and calm. She can ask herself or work through with her coaching team questions like, what strengths can I carry forward? Emma identifies the skills, habits, and mental attitudes that served her well. Maybe her laser focus at the start, her ability to stay composed under pressure, or her disciplined training routine. These are the foundations she wants to build on because they are proven assets. What habits or mindsets need adjustment? She also looks honestly at the areas that held her back. Does she rush the recovery process? Was self-doubt creeping in during key moments? Are there unhelpful thought patterns or routines that she needs to change? This step isn't about criticism, but fine-tuning her approach for the future. What's my next goal, and how will I approach it differently? With a clear view of her strengths and growth areas, Emma sets her sights on what's next. But now she doesn't do so from a place of pressure or burnout. Instead, she plans with intention, calm, and a well-rounded perspective. Her goal might be to improve her start time or to develop better mental routines before big races. Whatever it is, she is equipped to face it with renewed energy and focus. This final phase allows Emma to transition from reflection into action smoothly, ensuring her future training and competition come from clarity and confidence rather than fatigue or emotional overwhelm. It's the essential bridge that turns lesson learned into sustainable long-term success. So look, why does this really matter? Performance decompression lets you land, to finally come back down from the high, to process, to breathe. And when you land, you regain power. Power to reset, power to rebuild, power to rise again stronger and more focused than before. It's the missing piece of elite recovery, the ritual that protects your mental health, sustains your passion, and sets you up for long-term success. And here's your challenge. After your next big game, tournament, or event, don't just ice your legs, ice your mind. Go through your own performance decompression. Step 1, talk it out or journal your raw reaction right after the performance. This is your hot debrief. Let it all out unfiltered. Step 2, take at least a week to fully disconnect. No planning, no analyzing, no pressure. Just be present with yourself. During this time, just ride out the emotional waves too. There's no need to make sense of them just yet. Step 3, when you're ready, ask yourself, what did this experience really mean to me? This doesn't have to be about the result or the execution of your skills and mechanics, just the broad emotional reality of what you've experienced. Step 4, finally, reflect and debrief the performance. Ask, what strengths can I carry forward? What needs to change? What's my next goal? Approach this step calmly and with clarity, not pressure. So look, mental decompression isn't just something for Olympians. It's a tool every serious athlete can use to protect their passion, perform consistently, and enjoy the journey.